Hello and welcome one and all, I am SocioPsycho and today we take a look at level 22, Gary's Misadventures. Now this is a game created by No Ego on PC, Mac, and Linux. And it is a stealth puzzle style game. And it's very obvious what that'll be, but let's go into the options first. As you can see, music and FX sounds. The volume sliders are very easy just to fix around and all the controls are rebindable with ease. So it has pretty much what you need. I've been running at 1920 by 1080 with no issue at all. And let us go into the game and sort of show you what you can expect from the world and how the puzzling is actually not all that bad. Now, I've been through a fair bit of it. As you can see, there are 5 levels in each world, and the 5th level is a boss level. Now, each map is also different in how it's the puzzle, the challenge, and the layout. And so we're going to jump in here and show you what you can expect. So basically, the premise of this is you ended up being late to work, and you have to get to your office without being spotted, and every map is different in its design. And you have to sneak by without anybody seeing you, otherwise you'll lose. Now, it has a story progressional system in it, which is actually done very well. It has a sense of humor on top of the, obviously, you're sneaking back into your office work humor. And the interaction you have with the other guy who's there is something that propels the story a little bit because it's entertaining. And so when we go up here, you can see that the game requires you to be stealthy, requires you to be a bit aware of the patrols and patterns of the enemies. And there's also little things in the game, such as secrets. Now, this is a safe deposit box, and it has a combination upon it. Now, these secrets are laid out in the maps, and it's up to you to find where they are. And the combination is limited on numbers, which are apparent on the level. So you can see 2205. If we look on this board here, you can see a bunch of numbers as well. On each map, there are numbers in the game, but it's up really to us to sort of find those numbers and then put them together in a combinational order. That may be your thing. You may be like, ooh, I like to safe crack. For me, it wasn't all that much of an entertaining concept, but it's something that you can progress to and something that you can definitely challenge. It's interesting how you use the different items in the game to sort of get around the opponents. And there are a great multitude of items that you need to use. And I guess the only real issue, unfortunately, is that when you have an item on one map and you go to the next, you lose all the items you had previously. Now, this makes sense from a puzzle style, but it's a bit unfortunate because you don't feel like you're progressing with your items. But from a puzzle sense standpoint, it makes sense because every map needs to be balanced. And if you have an item from a previous level, it may unbalance that, or it might make it more fun. I mean, it really depends. You would have to add an item limit, how many times you can use something before it goes away. Now, on each map, there's also toys, which are little collectibles. And as you can see here, these collectibles are things that are hidden around the map or very difficult to get to. Not impossible, obviously, but very difficult. And your secrets are items that are behind the safes or whatnot. So I haven't unlocked those, so I can't tell you what they portray of. But it's, something. It's a secret, so find out for yourself. So as you can see, as we're further going in, the newspaper allows you to hide against office employees. It won't work against the guards. And then you have your victory screen, and you can go on to another mission. So here I want to show you how the levels do look differently, how it requires you to think about a different strategy, use different items, and it's important because every map is different, and every map has certain things which collate a different feel. Maybe you need to hide in a security locker to be able to get out, because if you don't and you just wait and you try running behind him or something else, it won't work out so well. He saw me, we got caught, and now I have to start over. And something that is important to note is the fact that the game itself is very generous in how it reloads when you do get caught. Because when you get caught, when you're further in, it doesn't force you to restart beginning of a mission. It will restart you at a checkpoint which is further in, which is very nice to know that the game is fair. It does not try to screw you over, and it understands that you may make mistakes, you may screw up, and that it's just for it to, if you made it 50% through the game and you get caught, you may only get knocked back to 40%. So as you can see, there are different items that you can use. Something as silly as a cardboard box or hiding a face behind a newspaper. There are books, there are donuts, there are poison donuts that make laxatives. You can put laxatives into a coffee and then give somebody a coffee. There are different ways of going about situations, and the maps change to present that. There are bosses. Now, I briefly mentioned that there are bosses earlier on, and when we look at the bosses here, there are different styles and different types, and you have to manage them in different ways. With this one, we hit the guy on the head and when we destroy one of the computers, but after we do that, when we destroy a computer, the stakes go up. More guards will come out, moving around the map will be a little bit more difficult, and if we're seen, then we have to start the boss battle all over again. So it may take a moment for you to get, through it, but it is refreshing to have these little segments instead of just being, okay, get through this entire map, get through this entire map. It helps spice up the story a little bit and add a bit of creativity. This is more of a puzzle game than a stealth game, although stealth is a subcategory of it. But it does it in a nice manner. You never feel like the game is abusing you, nor do you ever feel as if the challenges are too great. It does require some thinking and some planning and some creativity in, okay, well, what do I need to do? But it's just. And as a game, I can definitely recommend this to other people. The puzzles have been fair, the level design has been creative, and when you fail, when you lose, you don't get screwed over. You don't have to start all the way over again. And it has many underlying tones of comedy that either will just make you smile or laugh, or they at least progress the story in a manner of humor, which is important in this style of game. It's simplistic in what it does, but it does that very well. And that's what's important. So thank you everybody for watching. I have been SocioPsycho, and I will gladly recommend this to anybody who's interested. It's a cute, fun little game. And I'll see you next time.